Princess Diana passed away more than 2 decades ago, and still, the tragic end of her captivating life continues to mystify people all over the world. On the 1st of July, this is anniversary day of Princess Diana's 60th birthday, and the 31st of August marked 23 years to the day since the tragic passed away of the late Princess of Wales. But what actually happened during the final moments of her life? What were Princess Diana's last words? Join us in commemorating her by looking back at Princess Diana's final moments. The horrifying car accident that passed away Princess Diana in 1997 shook not only her country, but the world. The final words they heard from the princess emphasize how tragic that fateful night was. It was no doubt a poignant day for Prince William and Prince Harry, who were just 15 and 12 respectively at the time of their mother's passing. When firefighters Xavier Gourmelin found a blonde woman sitting in the backseat of a crashed car in a Paris tunnel on the 31st of August, 1997, he told her, "Stay calm." I had no idea then that it was Princess Diana. It was only when she had been put into the ambulance that one of the paramedics told me it was her. Firefighter Xavier Gourmelin didn't believe blonde woman was in any danger, as she had her eyes open and was conscious, but moments later he was desperately fighting to save her life. He gave the woman he would later learn was Princess Diana some oxygen before she was taken out of the car, and he held her hand to comfort her. He told her to stay calm. At that time, he went on, Princess Diana was still moving slightly and showed no signs of bleeding. Sadly, it was her internal injuries that ultimately took her life. Xavier Gourmelin said, the princess was conscious and had her eyes open as he pulled her from a wrecked Mercedes, only to suffer a cardiac arrest as she was placed gently on a stretcher. He claims there was no blood on her at all, and although he could see a slight injury to her right shoulder, he didn't believe it to be anything significant. She was completely intact, no mark or stain, or makeup. Completely natural. And she was a really beautiful woman, and it seemed as if you could almost talk to her, he said. But then, she was almost unconscious and was having difficulty breathing, he said. She looked fine for the first minutes, he recalled. Speaking to The Sun in 2017, Mr. Gourmelin said, I massaged her heart and a few seconds later she started breathing again. It was a relief, of course, because, as a first responder, you want to save lives, and that's what I thought I had done. I held her hand and told her to be calm and keep still. I said I was there to help and reassured her. She said, my God, what's happened? I gave her some oxygen and my team and I stayed by her side as she was taken out of the car. It was very quick because we didn't have to cut any of the wreckage. But just moments later everything changed in a matter of seconds when she suffered a cardiac arrest. She regained consciousness thanks to Mr. Gourmelin and his team's CPR efforts, and they thought she was going to survive. Her ambulance left for the hospital at 1:25 a.m., arriving 41 minutes later. Princess Diana succumbed to massive chest injuries at 4:53 a.m. local time. She communicated with at least 2 people, one of whom was Dr. Frederick Mayles, an emergency medical technician, EMT, who was driving through the Paris tunnel when the collision occurred. She kept saying how much she hurt, Mayles recalled to Brown. As Diana struggled to breathe, she let out cries of pain and kept repeating how much she hurt until losing consciousness, Dr. Mayles said. Other reports at the time specifically claimed she'd shouted, "Oh my God, leave me alone." I know now that there were serious internal injuries, but the whole episode is still very much in my mind. And the memory of that night will stay with me forever. She regained consciousness thanks to Mr. Gourmelin and his team's CPR efforts, and they thought she was going to survive. Within minutes of arriving at Pitié-Salpêtrière Hospital, Diana was in surgery, but the dedicated team couldn't save her. News that it was actually Diana was so shocking, however, that the hospital's duty chaplain, Father Yves-Marie Clocher-Bossuet, repeatedly hung up the phone when asked to attend, assuming it was a prank. He finally rushed over, however, recalling seeing her after she was covered by a sheet. having been pronounced death. Even today, new stories are still emerging. Decades later, Princess Diana's legacy continues as we learn even more about her, like these secrets about Princess Diana that no one knew about until after her death. The New York Post reports the impact of the crash into an underpass, estimated to have been at around 105 km/h, had already instantly killed driver Henri Paul as well as Diana's new boyfriend, Dodi Fayed. At the inquest into the accident in 2008, it was ruled Diana and Dodi were killed as a result of gross negligence of the driver Henri Paul, who was drunk. That night, the Mercedes is surrounded by paparazzi before they can move off. One of the last pictures of Diana alive is taken here. According to an eyewitness, paparazzi chasing the princess car and believed to have contributed to the accident. They are pursued along the Rue Cambon to the junction with Rue de Rivoli, then, which runs along the Seine embankment, accelerating. Near the entrance to the underpass, the speeding Mercedes is in a glancing collision with a white Fiat Uno. Paul loses control and the 2-ton car smashes into the 13th pillar of the tunnel's central reservation, at an estimated speed of 65 mph. The impact, Rhys Jones and Diana are critically injured. Seconds later, off-duty Dr. Frederick Mailly's Peugeot enters the Alma tunnel from the other direction. Princess Diana was a one-of-a-kind member of the British royal family, and since her August 1997 death, Prince William and Prince Harry have worked hard to preserve her legacy. In January 2017, the brothers announced their plans to commission a statue in her honor. Princess Diana's statue will be installed in the sunken garden at Kensington Palace next year on what would be the late royal's 60th birthday. Diana's sons Prince William and Prince Harry issued a rare joint statement, which came from William and Kate Middleton's Kensington Palace offices. At the time, William and Harry said, "It has been 20 years since our mother's death and the time is right to recognize her positive impact in the UK and around the world with a permanent statue. We hope the statue will help all those who visit Kensington Palace to reflect on her life and her legacy." William and Harry's statement about the progress of their mother's memorial came in the midst of heightened tension between them following Harry and Meghan Markle's exit from the royal family in March 2020. It's unusual for the brothers to release a statement together, especially now that Prince Harry lives in the United States. The duo reunited already once this year, coming together to honor their grandfather Prince Philip, who died in April at age 99. According to a royal insider, the only topic they discussed before the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral was Diana's statue. On Friday, Prince Harry has reportedly arrived back in the United Kingdom, ahead of a ceremony for his late mother Princess Diana, and the unveiling of a statue in her honor. The Duke of Sussex arrived at London's Heathrow Airport alone on Friday afternoon local time, leaving wife Meghan back at their Californian home with son Archie, 2, and newborn daughter Lilibet. He was driven under police escort to Frogmore Cottage, in the grounds of the royal estate at Windsor, where he will isolate for 5 days before taking a COVID test. In addition, to close family of Diana, Princess of Wales, members of the statue committee, the sculptor Ian Rank Broadley, and garden designer, Pip Morrison, will also be present, the statement continued. Plans for the statue were first announced in February 2017. According to a statement released by the palace last year, the statue was commissioned by Diana's sons to recognize her positive impact in the UK and around the world. The statue will be installed in the sunken garden of Kensington Palace on the 1st of July 2021, marking the princess's 60th birthday, the statement read. The princes hope that the statue will help all those who visit Kensington Palace to reflect on their mother's life and her legacy. Please support growing channel by subscribe channel and like video. And don't forget activate notifications to channel to always get the latest news. If you have any problems with the information in the video, please write a comment below to let us know and answer.